If you want to be my friend, you had better go and get a pen.
And maybe we can
keep in touch. Like they did in the old days. It wasn't so long ago. And I wish you well.
This is your part.
Oh, Big Finish, sign your pen pals. You're right. You're
Why
right.
didn't we all hold it longer?
You're right.
What?
It's pals.
Is it pals?
Yes.
It has to be.
The debate
Thank
is
you.
always, is it the song at the end of the song? That song written and performed and recorded by my our family member, Patrick Keenan of the Winter Sounds. We could just ask him,
Why?
did he write Pen Pal or Pen Pals? But we just leave it. We leave
Right.
it out there. And also just
So you
saw
had a
him
friend.
in
You
New
had a
Orleans.
friend record this for you,
Yeah.
a family member, and then you sing over it. You had a professional from a band.
A professional from a band. We talk about this a lot. We actually have people write us in going, can you guys tone it down?
Can you guys not ask the guest who's
We've-
never watched your
But
podcast?
I will say, anyone who writes us a letter that says, can you guys not sing it so we can hear it? Is there any other bigger motivator to go, oh, well, not only will now sing it louder, we'll definitely make an effort to not sing
For
it well.
sure.
I'd
Yeah.
rather lose a listener than listen to that person.
And we've done it.
I'm like, that's fine. Log off, bro.
And they might be
Unsubscribe.
gone. We might have lost them. We're not good at the business of this podcast. But yeah, I just saw him in New Orleans, and he's doing great.
He is?
Yeah,
Good.
he's
I'm
doing
glad
real
he's
great.
here. Hey, so our guest, we used to think that, and people are sick of us saying this too, we used to think it just said on your phone. And then we realized for some formats and some apps, it doesn't say who the guest is. So we went long times without ever saying who the third voice was because we assumed they knew.
Wait a minute. You're getting me in my head because
You don't say the guest?
Yeah, you don't say the guest for a while. Like you assume that they know who it is. Like, oh,
Yo, you looked at your phone.
Clicked on it.
yeah,
You're
like,
like, oh, it's
obviously
right there.
this episode is
Right.
about banking. You know, like you read the subject. Like you read all the show notes. You know, Squarespace is involved. Like, no, you haven't. You're just listening to this while you do the dishes and
Yes.
barely give a fuck.
Yes.
Right. And we'll take it. Right? We'll take it.
I'll take however you get
The
to
voice,
play.
the voice you hear is longtime friend of both of ours, my favorite stand-up comic who won't do it, and very funny comedian, actor, podcaster, Mr. Jon Gabrus.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you,
People
Rory
are
and DV.
applauding. People in their cars
Yes.
applauding.
People are dropping their dishes, taking their gloves off.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm done with the
Holy
errands.
shit. They're going like, oh, okay, let's jump to another episode.
They're quickly lighting a cigarette, just
Not at
sitting
all.
down in their like kitchen to like listen.
This one I should really pay attention to.
Have you done his show High and Mighty?
Yes.
Yeah.
We
What
talked
was
golf.
Of
so
course
fucking
we
long
talked
ago.
golf.
Of course we talked.
So
golf.
was ours, and I still get hit up about ours.
Yes.
I just had someone this week say, Daniel, what is the exact phrasing you say when...
I get so many follow-ups. Like, what was it that Dan said you're supposed to say to the people? I'm
Yes.
like, this is so specific. It's
when
one.
you check in at the hotel, you just put the 20 down when they ask for your ID, and you put the 20 on the counter. You don't do it smarmy and used car salesman, and you just go, if you have any upgrades available, I would love to take care of you. And it always works.
And
Are you sure?
Yes.
Worst case
Yes.
scenario,
I'm gonna
you
try
eat
it.
$20.
They're
dude.
gonna take the 20 and go. We actually don't.
Other,
give you back a 5 at least.
we got...
Sorry.
but in my head, I'm like, all right, not bad. I only lost 15.
Yeah. We didn't get as much of an upgrade. We got a bit of an upgrade when we stayed at the Cosmo. But other than that time, the 3 times prior that I went, they gave me the corner wraparound suite at the Cosmo. You've had that room, right?
I love that room.
It feels like too much room. Like you're like,
I barely use a third of the room. I'm on the balcony smoking joints and
Yeah.
jerking off in one of the 2.
On the
full
balcony?
bars.
You jerk off on the balcony?
Yes.
That's Vegas, baby. That's what you do.
Smoke a doob, jerk off, leap off, kill yourself because you lost all your money and can't face your family.
But it's
again.
one of those rooms-
Reincarnate. It's your life again. You start over. You're back there.
That jizz in the napkin becomes you. You're now part cloth napkin. It's impossible.
It's one of those rooms that you're like, I think we should invite people in here. Like it's too.
That's
it's
how I always feel. I'm like,
'Cause I'm
I
like-
gotta get people up here. I'm like, I'm a 41-year-old married
You're just
man.
walking to the lobby. You want a party
Rory,
upstairs?
I didn't know they were sex workers. They were just willing to take the elevator to my room.
And I don't think they were working. We all just hung out. Rory, we'll be in that room someday, and you'll go, why don't we just move here?
Yeah.
It is. it was supposed to be a condo. They were all supposed to be condos.
If I could like get my comp situation and my gambling under control, I could probably live there for less than I pay for my WeHo apartment.
Now, are you in Vegas all the time? Is that
Pretty frequently.
That was our topic.
frequently?
We didn't actually say that when I did High and Mighty. That was the topic.
We talked Vegas.
Was Vegas?
But what's frequently?
It used to be like around once a month. Now it's probably like once every 2 months. It's the second I get another gig, it's back up to once a month. Yeah.
Now, what? And do you I'm asking because I know Daniel also appreciates Vegas, and I'm saying appreciate, even though maybe it's more than that.
Sure.
I don't care for it really. I liked going with a friend, and I liked that we had drinks and we got like a nice dinner,
and we hit the spa.
But like, if someone said, "What did you enjoy?" I would go, if I had to pick my favorite parts, it was that dinner. I loved having dinner, and I loved going to the spa.
You can eat dinner with Daniel almost anywhere.
Yeah, and I could do that anywhere. And it'd be cheaper.
You loved when we walked into the ski lodge.
Oh, and I love that. I loved like going to like the kitschy kind of
secret bar.
Bar that was there. But my question is, like, when you're going, is it just like you love the gambling, or do you love all of it? Like, what is getting you excited?
I'm a big gambler, but I've learned to help people who aren't gamblers. Like, I got my wife who hates gambling to love Vegas because it really does have almost anything you want. So if you find, like, you could probably have a fucking insane golf weekend there. To be honest.
It has whatever
100%.
speed. That's why I tell people, whatever speed you want it, that's what it is. Now, there are a million ways you would go and maybe hate it, but there is a way for you that you would love it.
I used to go and not even eat at a restaurant or anything, like just save all my money exclusively for the tables in like the skeeziest way. Yeah. I've developed a little bit where I'm like, I might as well have at least one nice meal this weekend in case I leave Vegas, go, how was it? Be like, mostly just $1,900 in the garbage.
You were the person that taught me the phrase, I didn't bring $2,000 to Vegas to lose $400.
Exactly. I didn't come here to lose $500.
Right.
I didn't come here to win $500. I came here to either lose it all or win a lot. And
have you had times where you've won a lot, where you've really hit it big?
Before we go, you just teed up what I wanted to do. Tell the story, 3 a.m., you and your wife at the table. She wants to leave. You're playing Let It Ride, correct?
Wow, God, DVK, Jesus Christ.
I have a weird memory.
Drug-free.
He's
this
a
guy's brain
detective.
is...
He's a detective.
So are you. Sorry.
No, I'm more of an intern.
No, you're a sarge and you know it.
Sarge, you drop that undercover act. We know who you are.
I'm a shitty undercover sergeant.
I'm an intern.
Hi, I'm an intern. How old are you? Well, have you ever seen Robert De Niro in The Intern?
We are playing a game called Let It Ride, which is 3 bets. The machine that shuffles the cards breaks. My wife is going, it's 3 a.m. She's like, we have to go upstairs. And I'm like, I have a little bit of money left. She's like, one more hand. And the machine breaks. So this one more hand is going to take like 15 minutes. I'm like, you said one more hand. And so as soon as one more hand, I just look at the money I have and I put it all out there in 3 bets. So it's like $110, $110, $330. I get dealt 3 kings, which is a guaranteed win of at least 2-to-1 odds across that. So I'm already like, shit, I just won $600.
And the way Let It Ride works, you get 3 bets, you can pull them back.
If you get shitty cards.
So if you get shitty cards, you kind of pull the other 2 back. If you start out with a win, you're going to leave them out there.
It's called a no-brainer for any Let It Ride fans.
So he gets 3 kings. They're staying out no matter what. He's guaranteed.
And there's a little bonus thing. You get an extra $25 because it's 3 of a kind. But if she flips over another king, I'm gonna get super rich. She flips over a 2, and I'm like, oh fuck. Well, I still got 3 kings, and I'm like, I'm turning to my wife. I'm like, you said this was the last hand. I won $600. Then she flips over another 2, bumping my hand up to a full house, which pays 11-to-1 on $330.
Oh my god!
And I was like, and I wish I could be a grown up about it, but the whole walk up, I'm like, and you didn't even want me to get? You told me I was done. The one time I was right, I won like $3,600.
Oh my god! On the very last hand
the
of it all.
last hand is ideal because I'm a child, so I walked away with all. The next day, I said, okay, here's $2,000, Tiff, to my wife, and I'm like, this $1,600, I'm allowed to lose today. She's like, could you have a different attitude about that?
yeah. I'm allowed to lose.
I'm finally allowed to lose a lot.
And I'm gonna go throw this into the garbage after I light it on fire. I love you.
That just made me want to go again.
Of course,
let's go right now. Let's just go,
dude. Do not. My schedule is uncomfortably open.
What's your game? Is it? What are you?
I play craps a lot, and then
craps is my favorite.
Craps is is my favorite because of the camaraderie. Most people are in the
That's
same
what
side.
I'm in. That's what I'm into.
Except for one 6'5" guy in a black leather jacket who bets the don't pass because you're afraid he's
and he doesn't break eye contact when he does it because he wants someone to say something.
Those guys who are like literal instigators. It's like, yes, I know there's a UFC fight in town. Bro. Relax.
Right.
Yeah. Those are the worst weekends to go if you're a soft like beta like myself. You don't want to. You don't want to be there when it's UFC weekend. It's too much creatine on the floor.
I love it. Should we do it?
Let's do it.
Let's go to the letters.
We also have a sound that plays there that we talk over.
Oh, you gotta.
Okay.
People are here for that.
It's
shit.
also Patrick Keenan.
I think it's you. I think it's you.
Which one am I doing this? Okay.
So these are letters from the audience.
Pen pals, yeah.
Oh, that's so fucking fun.
And I'm reading. Here we go.
Yeah.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Dear Daniel and Rory.
They get it. They get it.
They know the names.
Yeah.
They're fans.
Well, they knew the order.
It's not right.
Okay.
Today is April 11th, 2023, and I
Brag.
just recently found your podcast. I started at the beginning, and I have been listening nonstop all day, every day, while at work for the past 3 weeks, and I feel like I just found my new best friends.
I'm a Marine recon sniper.
Anyways.
So be quiet.
Yeah. Today I made it to the episodes that originally aired around October, November 2019, and I must say that my heart is breaking for you two. I hear discussions of your upcoming tour and how, quote, 2020 is going to be our year. You're also discussing whether or not you should attend a pen pal's wedding in, quote, April 2020 and how you're, quote, free that weekend. And you are going to, quote, also do a show while you're there. Oh, my dear sweet boys, I am here for you, and I will help you get through what is to come. We'll do this together. Which I got to say, like, you do look back, and you're obviously on the other side of it now, but it is like, oh, little did we know the nightmare that the world would become.
I was going to Vegas for March Madness to tie in two previous stories.
Right then.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And I didn't cancel until the NCAA did.
Yeah.
I stayed on for a little too long.
You wait to see what they do. We operate on their rules. Now on to my question, which has nothing to do with any of that. For some deeply baffling reason, the algorithms on the various apps I use to keep showing me posts about the following disturbing topic against my will and despite all my best efforts to avoid said topic. The topic is men apparently not wiping / cleaning their assholes properly.
Okay.
I saw a TikTok about a woman who jokingly texted her boyfriend asking him if he washes his asshole while in the shower. His response, I'm sure it gets clean. I saw a Reddit post by a woman saying that she just started to do her husband's laundry for the first time now that she is a stay-at-home mom, and she has discovered that he has shit stains in all his boxers, meaning that he doesn't properly wipe his ass. We'll get back to that. Mm-hmm. And his shitty boxers have been dispersing poop particles all over their washing machine and clothes.
Okay.
God knows how long.
Okay. She read a lot of social media posts.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll maybe go back to two of those. What in the Christ is going on here? I don't know about you two, but when I wipe my butt, I will wipe until I see red, as long as I don't see brown.
That's
also, this is an interesting family.
you might have cancer.
What are you? That's true. What are your thoughts on
don't.
this? Are men not taught to wipe their buttholes properly, or do they not care? Is this one of those things that has always happened, but we're just now talking about it? Or is this a new cultural phenomenon? Is it possible that they don't know anything is wrong? Do you think it's true that 7 out of 10 men have enough residual poop on their assholes to leave a mark on their exam table? Or is this more of an 80-20 situation? Is there a world where people see shit stains in their underwear and think, yeah, that's fine? Please help me understand. Sincerely, your pen pal, Ellie. P.S. I hope you guys...
P.S. Joel says hi.
Yeah. P.S. I hope you guys read this. I hope you guys read this on show, but since I'm currently a penny and committed to becoming a paler, I won't hear it until I catch up through 4 years of episodes. So until then, I wish you well. What a weird time capsule of a goodbye there.
Oh,
also,
wow.
I thought we had agreed to save this letter for Amy Mann. But we're doing it with
That's
Amy.
right. And we decided...
Well, to be you not to. This is my wheelhouse.
This
I'm sort of a. They call me the scat man in the comedy
we
scene.
didn't come across this for nothing. We didn't go, this will never work. John won't know what to talk about here.
If I'm being honest, this kind of letter makes me want to become like a men's rights guy, like a meninist. I'm like, dudes know how to wipe their ass. It's fucking a handful of ass.
Is that a real term, meninist?
I probably.
I want that to be.
I've heard
I'm a meninist because you can't tell if
I'd
it's
be like Mennonite?
male. Yeah, that's what it makes me think of.
I'm a Mennonite. I'm really into men's rights. No. I think
No.
you're
You're
kinda
kinda
half-
that's taken. That's
You're kind of
taken.
half Amish. Is what you are. Like you're cool with
Like
strollers.
you hear Mennonist and you don't immediately think that it's also feminist. You're like Mennonist. You're like, is that a religion? Is that is that an occupation?
Right.
Is that what you do?
I had to see my Mennonist this week.
Right.
Yeah.
Losing it.
Yeah. So many rashes.
This-
So many asshole rashes.
Dude,
I'll tell you what.
go ahead.
This woman is excluding gay men.
Oh, why?
Because I think maybe a couple of hetero dudes don't take care of their. But
Sure.
in my
Yes.
light experience of having gay male friends,
Yeah.
they take care of their assholes.
Sure.
You have to. It's a part of the fun.
It's part of the fun. I think there are. I think you're just gonna get people in all. This is one of those things that people want to be very cut and dry. It's like, look, there are some people out there that don't fucking understand how to fucking clean their body and have proper hygiene.
Right.
And then there are people that do. I couldn't tell you why shit stains get left in underwear.
That
I don't
person has
know
a
that it's
problem.
specifically because they're not wiping enough. Some people fucking fart and shit comes out of their ass.
How often?
Me, every time I fart.
Only sharts. Rory only sharts.
I only
Scovel.
shart when I fart. So the word fart is actually useless to me.
It's a misnomer for what I do.
Yeah, but it's not what I do.
Everything
it's not
I
what
do
I'm
is a
into.
fecal sneeze.
I am into sharting only. Yeah, I think
It's your diet. If you're having that, it's your diet.
No,
you're not getting not trying to be graphic. You're not getting
Go
a
ahead.
good.
No, be
you're
as
not getting a
graphic.
good cut on your drop.
a good cut on your drop.
You
That-
need to work on your turd cutter.
I'm not gonna lie, that's not
That-
even
it's your
graphic
diet.
at all.
That's
It's
that-
almost
that has to
actually
do-
too clean. I want it to be.
that has to do with your diet, first of all. If
Yeah.
you're getting a lot of seepage, and every time you walk
Seepage.
back, like when I fell out of the tree, and my mom kept pushing the washcloth up to my face that I ripped half off. And every time she came away, it was more and more blood. If that's happening, hopefully not blood, but if that's happening with your fecal matter every time you're doing this, that you're just not it's just you're having some sort of you're not pushing out well enough. You're not getting a good cut, and you eventually
getting
you
a
just,
good cut.
You've just resigned yourself.
I can't.
I think people
I
are a
can't
little
back
lazy.
up. Like I like hearing it, but I cannot mentally picture. I can't back up. You're not getting a good cut. It seems dirtier.
Have you ever heard like a real old dude refer to a butt as a turd cutter?
Yes, 100%.
Like check out the turd cutter on this one.
Yes.
And you're like,
I was-
I like a woman's ass, but I'm trying to eliminate the reminder of poop
Gabrus,
from
I
the
was
butt.
I was in a Hooters in Rockford, Illinois, the first time I heard that
By the way,
term.
about 70% of your stories start with that sentence.
Actually, yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I've
and
heard-
my friend said it, and I was appalled. I was like, "That is the worst way to say great ass."
You have to
No,
be.
it's so it's like
so
it's
like you
literally
hate it.
dirty. It's
You're
literally
appreciating
dirty.
something you hate. Like you're sounding like you hate.
Yeah.
You do construction for one summer in Brooklyn, and you learn
Learn
turd cutter.
everything.
You learn
You
we got to
learn
move
'em
this
all.
in RCH to the right.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with that?
No.
It's got to move in RCH. It's the smallest form of measurement in contracting, and RCH stands for red cunt hair.
Yep.
Wow.
Which also is popularized by Sopranos.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
I'm a
makes
cunt.
sense.
I'm a cunt hair away from getting this fucking.
RCH.
Yeah.
The smallest form of
It
measurement.
has to
Yeah.
be red.
Yeah, that's finer than the rest.
We could
How
say
many
so many
fucking
that would
Reddit posts
get
are the
us
person's
canceled.
like, I'm doing my husband's laundry now, and the underwear is clean. Like, of course, like the Reddit post is
Right.
going to be about finding a skin.
No,
Yes.
that's an
Yeah,
interesting point.
right.
It's a self-selecting kind of.
If you're hearing about a person's personal experience on social media, it's always a win. If you're hearing about a person bitching about somebody else's, I'm talking about somebody else's experience, it's always a loss.
Can I read
So-
one of the things that she did say? Because this one this one's hard.
Okay.
This one's really hard.
Okay.
I honestly, I don't even know if I believe it.
Is this the
I s-
shower?
I saw another Reddit post by a woman asking for advice on how to tell her husband that she keeps finding his shit on their handheld shower nozzle because apparently he's using it like a bidet and there's splashback that covers it in little chunks.
Rory.
He then hangs it back up, and she sees the chunks when she goes in there to take a shower. So I guess this guy's at least trying, but we're still still not quite there yet. No, he's guy
disrespectful.
He's absurd. This is absurd.
No, I think
that you just have so much shit in your fucking ass crack that you're showering, and it's not only cleaning out the area, but it's so much so that it's fucking getting onto the shower nozzle
This is what I'm saying.
and remaining there. And also, this guy is then putting that shower nozzle back, and it's there. I'm going to get out in front of this. This has nothing to do with a gender. This has to do with just fucking
gross person.
insanity. Like,
Because here's what's
literally
happening.
Grossness.
I'm with you.
My best guess is
Especially that one.
Yeah,
that example right
he's
there.
going straight from the toilet with a fully frosted cake.
Yes, he's not doing even one.
You were trying to call me off a bitch, and then you're gonna throw fully frosted cake.
Well,
I was reading, and you're like, Rory, get out.
Well, because
then you're throwing frosted cake out there.
chunks
German
and stuff.
chocolate.
Yes. Great cake. My favorite
Chunks of frosting.
This goes against the laws of
Chunks of-
hydrodynamics. That's just not how, like, you
Thank
can't
you.
put a nozzle
Thank
up your
you.
ass and then dry particles or wet particles land on the shower. They would
I don't
fall
believe
on-
it.
This is all fucking
I don't
fake.
either.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
believe it.
By the way, you should be thankful that your partner or person is at least doing that in the shower. If they just got up from
Yeah,
and they
that's
were
true.
like,
Here's
use
what
your
I wanna know.
loofah.
If your partner's doing that, what is their etiquette at a restaurant?
They're
What
a
is their
horrible,
etiquette at the dinner
horrible
table?
person.
What do they watch on TV? What's their music? When they want to go to a movie, what kind of movie is it?
Yep.
What restaurants?
Yep.
What is happening
Horrible.
in there across the board?
They're
What do they
cutting
do
their
for a
toenails
living?
in public. They're
I'm
horrible.
so self-conscious about having shit in my ass. Like like I own a
Yes.
I own a bidet.
Yes.
I have
Yes.
I
Same.
have a stack of baby wipes as emergency. I
Yes.
have I take showers.
Yep.
I try to get all my poops done before my first shower
Yes.
of
Yes.
the day. I'm doing everything in my power. And then here's
I'll
And
especially
that's
warmer
not for
weather.
anyone's benefit but your own.
But your
I
own.
cannot live with an itchy ass.
Exactly.
Gold Bond. You Gold Bond. That takes care of a lot of just the perspiration throughout
Yes, you
the
don't
day.
get the slime feeling.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'll
Care about yourself.
dude, and here's a
Not me. I like to get in the shower.
You start
and
throwing
shit.
it
I like
around.
to take
Throwing
shit.
it.
I shit on the handles for the water, so when my wife goes in, she has to touch my shit.
I put my wife's loofah in my ass, leave just the handle out, pull it out like at a beads, blow everything. Like, people are fucking disgusting.
This is insane.
Here's a habit my dad taught. I'm one of 3 boys, so we
Yeah.
were kind of like feral monsters growing up.
Yeah,
so my
yeah,
dad
yeah.
had to do some extra, like, here's like how to be more of a human.
Yeah.
And one thing we do that I didn't know was weird until I moved in with my now wife is I wipe my ass after the shower with toilet paper, even if I'm clean.
Great call.
That's how I dry. I'll get my towel in there,
yeah, for
but
sure.
then I'll go one more where I'm like, this one's gonna be like a fucking bottom scraper. This one's going in. This one's going in. I'm gonna like reach with my finger more than I should. I'm aiming for the G
Good.
spot, and I do that. And so now when my wife's like brushing her teeth because we have to go somewhere at the same time,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
turn. And she has to turn her head away. I put my one leg up, and I'm like, do
So
that.
this is great. This is great, John. So are you saying that you use the restroom while your wife is in there?
We have one shower.
Okay.
So I don't use the toilet. Like, I'll pee if she's in the shower, but I won't shit while she's showering. We have a 1.5 bath
All right,
now,
never
and
mind.
it's saved
No
our
further
marriage.
questions.
Well, no. Keep going down this
No,
road,
no
Rory.
further questions.
No, keep going
Do you
down this
shit
road.
while
get
your
to-
wife's in the shower, or
Dude,
vice versa?
Dude, my wife will be just fucking brushing her teeth, and I'll just be sitting there shitting,
Oh
and
my
we're having
God,
a full
Rory.
conversation.
That's goals, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
That's
it
what
is
it
you.
not.
Thank
No,
you.
I can
He's
never-
right. No, actually, I do have more questions. What did you say? Other goals?
You're back on board. Your Honor, if I could.
Actually, I want to recall the witness back.
If
to
I
the
could
stand.
cross myself.
Let's keep him up here for one more round.
No, I think he's
but
got
that
some
might
really
be
good
a-
points. I think he's got some really
That
good
might
ideas.
be like a sign of what kind of shit you're taking. Like, you're a healthy man. You're not like your wife's eyes aren't tearing while she brushes her teeth. and
No,
shit.
we're doing fine.
Yeah, mine is like poison. I think because like I have like a gluten allergy that I refuse to cop to.
You're on record. You will never live anywhere. I mean, now you've passed it. But the goal for where you lived was 2 bathrooms.
You need to
Fine
have
with
2
one shower,
toilets,
but
yeah.
you have to have 2 toilets.
We lived in Brooklyn together with 1 toilet, and
that was your goal when you moved here.
And when we moved here, I'm like, we can't have less than 2 toilets.
It's true.
And having a second toilet saved our marriage.
Yeah.
Just because I would have to piss in the sink sometimes, when I'm like,
okay.
the door's
Gabrus.
locked.
All right. Well,
I one time
here we are
shit-
ripping up old shower nozzle guy.
One
and you're over
summer
here.
construction, you're pissing into a pool drain.
Wait, going back to the 3 feral brothers. One time, my mom heard us all talking in the bathroom, and she's like, "What the hell is going on?" Opened the door, and my brother was pissing in the toilet. My other brother was pissing in the bathtub, and I was pissing into the sink all at the same time.
You guys synced up?
Synced up.
Hold it. Hold it till all 3 of us are ready.
That used to be the thing, like, I'm in here on the shitter. It's like, well, I have to pee. It's like, well, use the shower. And
Yeah.
you go past the guy on the toilet
Gabrus.
and close the curtain like it's another stall.
Yeah, like
and
it
just
is.
aim for the
It's a
drain
little
of piss.
VIP inside
Gabrus,
the
this is
bathroom.
what you tell stories. Why do stand up?
I
Yeah.
know. I'm trying now. Now that
I'm not
improv
gonna
is
lie.
dead, and
I
now that
don't-
it's hard to find 7 people who you like.
Yeah.
Says the guy doing one of the most popular improv shows in all of LA.
Yeah, you should. I don't think I knew that you didn't.
I think I try, and then I always, I think, here's the thing. This is too much for this podcast, but I am such a fan of it that I feel like everything I do is
I
nowhere
went
near
through the
my
same
favorites.
thing. I went through the same thing. Just go suck.
yeah.
You have enough equity and people like you and trust that you are funny. You won't have that part of like, why the fuck is they doing this? What you are going to have, and I'm being honest with you, is people going, when he figures this out. Like, no, I'm saying
Yeah.
when you get your voice and you figure it out, to real life you for a second, I'm dead serious.
Rory's kind of inspirational in this way for me.
Ugh.
I'm sorry to say.
No, let him
No.
finish. I like to
Your
recall
Honor,
him
I'll allow
back
it.
to the stand. More. We have a couple more. I know we just
But
finished
he
lunch, but
he only goes, because if he's pooping next to his wife, you're like, no.
Oh, we're good.
my issue is I get a little bored trying to make something better.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like coming back up and being like doing
Yeah.
so like a lot of the, wild stuff you do is like I find inspiration where I'm like, what
Yeah.
exactly is my version of stand up? If I hate honing something, maybe there's a version I do where I don't have to
You
hone
would
it.
if you went up and if you decided to not hone and not even have anything and just go up and do 5 minutes of talking, you would in that be like, oh, I did say a thing that's funny, and then you would note in your head to be like, oh, I could say that again.
And then
Yes.
you look
And
at
then
it like
you
a
learn
Cracker
how
Barrel.
to sell it.
Yeah,
where it's like
that's what I'm saying.
It does seem like you're just.
It would
saying
become a
again.
Cracker Barrel
Right.
puzzle to you, and you'd be like, "How can I?
Yeah.
What? Where?" And then it'll be its own
yeah.
thing. Or you'll always have parts. We both have parts in our hours that are like, "I don't. This is always different every time."
Yeah.
That's appealing.
Okay.
I don't even like stand up. Here we go.
We're both trying to get
Why
out.
do stand up when you can read strangers' letters
Exactly. That's what we're
from
trying
your
to
house? You
do.
don't have to.
Trying to do.
Do you think this is in our world of the straight men that we've known? And also, let's not limit to it. Could be there's some gay guys that might not care about their ass. What? Do you think this is a real issue?
No.
Or is this just a social media? You've seen it 10 times, so you think it's everywhere.
All right, if we're going to break it down by gender, I bet you it's more of an issue amongst men than it is amongst women because men are a touch disgusting.
%.
And we have exterior genitals.
I would
which
say we're
external
more.
genitals.
I'd say we're more of it than a touch.
Listen, hold on. I have to ask you before you say, because I was going to go to you anyway. Might be the
Hold on, before I feel like we
dumbest
should
thing
just
I've
hear
ever
what
asked
she's
you.
about to say off of what he just said. What were you about to say?
I was going to say, I don't think it's a one-to-one about, I think women are better at wiping their asses maybe, but I think the equivalent is like women who wipe back to front versus front to back.
Well, they're morons, right?
But I'm saying it's the same amount of women out there who do that
Right.
that there are men who don't.
This is
That's
my
like plowing snow into your driveway.
this is
We'll
my
be right
dumb
back
question.
after these messages.
This is my dumb question. Into it. And you know what's great you say about that? I was going down the same road because I was going to say, is it similar? Somebody who has a snowblower, right? They'll do the driveway, and then they'll probably do the sidewalk too. But if you don't have a snowblower, you just kind of make sure you can get your car in and out.
Yeah.
And that's about as far as you go. The reason I'm asking that is, do you think because of, this is where I might get real dumb, the pH balance of I have already an area down there that I need to keep delicate. I know, right? I need to
He's on his own here,
be
folks.
mindful
We
of
leave.
that you just the butt falls into the same category of like, well, I'm already tending, I'm already snowblowing the driveway, so I'll do the fucking sidewalk too. Whereas men can if they're idiots, can just kind of deny everything happening down there.
Right.
Whereas I don't think women can. Am I dumb?
I don't think you're dumb. I
Okay.
think that women have
I would
to
like
be.
to answer after this.
Women have
We're
to
actually
be.
going to adjourn. We're going to adjourn after she's done.
I'm a lawyer that does this.
Fine.
Friday Watch Crew, you'll get that.
Women have to be more intentional about how
Yeah.
they handle stuff down there.
Yeah,
So
the balance.
Yes.
The
So
balance.
I think that you're right.
Okay.
I don't know that I'd
You
go so
can't
far as to
hear
talk
pH balance without thinking
Secret.
of
Secret.
deodorant. Secret.
I worked-
There's no way.
Strong enough for a man.
One of my job
pH balance for a
responsibilities
woman.
when I worked at
Strong enough
Hofstra
for a
as a
woman.
lifeguard at the swim center was in charge
Oh,
of
hold on. That's it, guys. I don't know what market right now. Jon Gabrus mentioned being a lifeguard.
Yes,
we made it
I-
about 25 minutes in.
Yeah, that's I mentioned
record
having
for you.
brothers, being a shit freak, and a lifeguard. All I need to say one more time is that I'm 307 pounds, unfortunately, and that's about the 5 greatest hits from me.
No, not at all.
But
Shut
part
up,
of my
Sid.
job was to check the pH balance of the pool and the
Oh,
chlorine,
interesting,
and
yeah.
I could not. I'd be like 7.6 for her, and like my boss would be like, okay. I'd be like,
John, one of these days I'm going to fire you the moment anyone else qualified
Hey,
walks in here.
John, why don't you try honing that joke? Not for me,
Not for
Lieutenant.
me. It'll be a whole new bit tomorrow.
I'm a make-em-ups kind of guy.
I'd rather riff. Okay, get back to the deep end. You got it.
So I don't. I think this is a thing that happens. Like you said, it's probably way more prevalent in men than it is women. But I don't. I'd be surprised if any male friend that I'm super close with is just totally shitting their pants every day. I just.
You'd be concerned for them.
Yeah.
Yes, I also, and I've said it here. I don't wear underwear, so I'm even more concerned about always being clean.
My
down
dad
there.
didn't wear underwear, and I always
Make
thought that
the
was
switch.
crazy. Yeah,
It's wonderful.
It is crazy.
To me, it's
shut up.
And it's
It's
because
crazy.
wonderful.
It's
You
so
guys are all
crazy.
held back.
I'm not worried about skid marks.
What
I'm
are we
worried about
held back
swamp
from?
ass.
Everything.
Yeah.
You're just too tight. You're bound up. You're like a Victorian woman.
What do you think I'm wearing?
What's that?
And I mean, just today I happen to be
I
wearing
know what you're
Victorian female underwear, but that's not that just happens.
know
to
what
be
you're
today.
wearing.
I have bloomers on tonight. Obviously,
Yeah, but that's just today.
Right now, if you made me guess, you're
Yeah.
wearing. You like to go with probably about. I think it's like a 5 to 7 inch MC. You're not going very long, but it's blue briefs.
They're not blue.
But they're briefs. You're a brief guy.
No, they're boxer briefs.
trunks,
But they're-
if you will.
If you're saying a 5-inch inseam,
That
probably
can't
what
be a
it is.
brief.
that can't be a brief.
Oh, it can't. I didn't know that.
Boxer
Intimate-
brief.
Yeah.
But you're.
Boxer brief is
Yeah.
the leg part.
But yeah,
the
that's
short.
your
Well,
jam.
here's my issue. Is
Why
that
do
But
you
I think
need that
I'm
other
switching
layer
to-
there?
I think I'm going to switch back to just briefs.
I'm a fan of briefs. I'm in like the
think I'm-
short
Oh, I see what
trunks
you're saying,
mode
yeah.
right now. I
Yeah.
may switch to briefs. Part of my issue is, and this is a gross thing, but we're in the
No,
in the
we're,
world.
we're in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm 41 years old. Okay.
Ah,
I'm
is
on
barf!
I'm
Is
on
that the
blood
barf?
pressure medication.
Okay.
Ah!
I'm urgency pissing a lot,
What you say? I think it's all gross.
and I'm starting to be like, oh, that kind of Rory's right. Jesus Christ.
Jesus, Rory, really?
And I end on, and I always have shit in my underwear. Like after this whole thing. But I'm always like, you get a little drippage sometimes in a rush, and that's my big fear.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather let
Yeah.
that be
Front
the-
end.
Yeah, the front end. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know.
Ideally.
Hey, this is what we're talking about.
Straight blood out of his ass. No, I know what you mean. A little bit of drippage.
A little bit of drippage. It's fun to go into the underwear. Like, because sometimes I'll rock like sweatpants around the house
Of
with no
course,
underwear.
Daniel, he doesn't care.
And then you shake, and then you pull them up, and then your wife looks at
Yeah.
you, and you're like, "Oh, I have one dot of piss or something."
You know
there.
what's so funny about drippage? Quick story: Sasquatch Festival back when they used to do it. Bobcat Goldthwait was on it, and I don't remember why. But everyone was like so young, and he pointed out how he wasn't that young, and he's doing stand up. He's kind of getting back into like just his normal voice doing stand up, not his character. And for some reason, he takes his pants off. And it was like, I don't know if someone yelled it out, but he decided just, all right, fuck, I'll do whatever. He takes his pants off. He's got on boxers, and he has like a little tiny piss circle. And he looks down and he goes, ha ha, I got a piss circle. He goes, what are you going to do? I'm an old guy.
Great.
And everyone, and immediately everyone goes, yeah, I guess that is what happens. And then he goes, I'm the only one who's ever opened for Nirvana. He's like, so fucking never forget that.
That's awesome.
But I have never forgotten the confidence of being like, oh, what, I got a little piss? There it
That would
is.
undo me.
He didn't
Yeah.
care.
yeah.
That's awesome.
It
That
made
is
me
awesome.
stronger somehow. All right. We got to get out of here. Ellie,
Get a
Ely,
bidet, men. Get a bidet. Trust me.
Get a bidet.
It's good
also,
for the environment.
Also, everyone just get a bidet. It's good for the environment. It also feels amazing.
It's awesome. I keep my shit on ice cold and I blast my
I
asshole.
go warm. I go
Oh,
warm.
I like the cold. It feels like if I could get it cold mentholated water on my ass, I'd lose my
Wow.
mind.
You might be able to do that.
Put a couple of drops of spearmint in there.
Yeah.
Woo!
Well, John really does it up when he takes shits. Ellie, this is great and wildly disgusting, but that's what this show can be. We're no limits.
I will
Oh, and
say,
she's probably
really
listening.
quick, she did say her own husband says, I think it just gets clean down there.
And he's wrong.
And I would say he's wrong. Yeah,
He is wrong.
you gotta
He
scroll.
is
He's-
absolutely
get in
wrong.
there.
And also, if someone said it gets clean, I still would be like, nah, I'm still going to make sure
Right.
that everything's been put away.
Right.
Well,
but
Ellie is listening to this episode post the water wars.
Yes, yes.
So
So, this
she
is
might-
4 years. This is 4 years ago
Sure.
we responded to this. So,
We're
Yeah.
sorry about being drafted or whatever.
Sorry,
Now-
what happened? Sorry that's what the world became. But it's run by guys who don't clean their assholes. So we wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Rory Scovel
Daniel Van Kirk.
and
Jon Gabrus.
And we're back, folks. You know this part of the show. Plugs and hugs. We all say
I like
something
that.
we like
We've
about
never
each other.
said that before.
Yeah, I've said it every time. I try to make you think that. No, we do it every time. Daniel.
Yeah.
He's got to compliment me. Remember,
said he wouldn't do the
wasn't in the
show.
email. Listen, it wasn't in the email that he has to come up with compliments for us.
Yeah, we compliment.
kid-
We all hug. It's very intimate. It's very vulnerable.
The kid at the fancy dinner at the house. We never sit in here. We sit in
Yes,
here.
we do every Sunday. No, we don't.
We never eat vegetables.
Christmas is not coming for you if you don't
I
button
can't
it
even
up.
see the TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you are so inclined and interested, I am currently on my tour. Go to roryscovel.com and please check out what cities I'm going to be in. And if I'm not in yours and you see that maybe friends would want to come to this, do me the biggest favor and just tell people to come to stuff. Tell people to listen to this show. The best thing you can do for our careers is word of mouth, and only do that if you like it. And that's the only reason you would. But if you do like it and you're like, oh, people should check out this comic, people should check out this show, fucking tell people. It goes so much further than you can possibly imagine. And I think Physical Season 3 will be out at some point. I'll update everyone.
Are you selling merch?
We got merch after
So,
the
like,
shows, hats and T-shirts.
People can say hey to you, and specifically our pen pals could hand you letters.
People can hand us letters. I'm not necessarily out there. I have
Okay.
a tour manager
I wanted
that's
to make
selling the
sure.
merch, but
Okay.
letters can be passed off, and one was passed off recently. So,
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
For me, let's see. Every other Monday, I have Petit Fours. That is my show with Irene 2. That's at the Cat Crawl. Every other Monday. The next one will probably be on the 8th of May. Go to danielvankirk.com for that. And then I will be announcing some dates. Not a full-on run tour, but some stuff this summer. So keep an eye out for it. Listen, am I forgetting anything? Okay, cool. danielvankirk.com, at danielvankirk. I will take this time. Lissa?
Krolix this weekend.
Oh, this weekend is the Grolix. I'm headlining in Denver. So get those tickets. Come out. Say hi. Also, don't forget, you can always send us your letters at thepenpalspod@gmail.com or send us your snail mail. We love a good envelope stationery argument. Care of the Pen Pals Podcast, 5419 Hollywood Boulevard, Suite C, number 121, Los Angeles, California.
90027.
Jon Gabrus.
What's up, fam? It's me.
It's me, Johnny G.
The middle pal today.
You just had a show drop on last Friday, right?
Yeah, I just did a 420 show. It's still up for live stream right now and maybe for another day or two. Unfortunately for Ellie, it's been down for 4 years, so I want to apologize.
Right.
Also, I have my podcast. I have a podcast called Action Boys. That's a Patreon, actionboys.biz. Get over there. It's 3-hour discussions of classic action movies. It is not for everyone, so I understand. and then my other podcast is called High and Mighty. And if you're listening to the Pen Pals, you might appreciate checking out the DVK episode or the Rory episode.
Yeah.
Check it out. Yeah,
I
it's a good
love
way
that
in.
show.
Thank you, man.
It's
Yeah,
so good.
I've really found a niche of making a little bit of money doing almost nothing. Besides, I
Great.
just say, "Hey,
American
talk
dream
to
right
me
there.
about whatever you want to talk about, and I'll listen."
Yeah.
And I'll say, "Athletic Greens is delicious," and we all make $40.
Should we go?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Second letter. Dear Rory and Daniel.
Oh, how the tables have turned. Close strong. Always close strong. Who
New
cares how
listener.
you open?
Do you think there's something wrong about showing Disney movies to kids?
Yes. You guys, we wish
Hold
you
on.
well. Sincerely. Oh, sorry.
The main characters often begin as princes or princesses and achieve their goals with the help of working class characters such as candlesticks, teapots, dwarfs, etc. These movies also teach us that anything wrong in life will be resolved, unlike older original fairy tales, often in which horrible things happen. Is it an overstatement to say these could be damaging to young minds? Let me know. Best, JoJo.
Bling,
Bum,
blong,
boom,
blang,
bean,
bling,
doom, bum,
blong.
bean.
We do that for 20 minutes. You
Okay.
just leave.
Like,
You're like, oh, the second half of the show is different.
Yeah. Felt like I was in a Natural Wonders store.
Wow. I mean, they did sound good. Very harmonious. Unless someone wants to jump in,
Go
I
for
want to
it.
jump in at the simplest that I do think it's an overstatement that these could be damaging young minds. And
Sure.
I'm not black and white about it.
Right.
I do think that is a little bit of an overstatement. If I could, just the reference here of, working class characters, candlesticks, teapots, it's specifically those examples.
Right.
Those working class characters are also helping a working class character. Belle.
right.
Belle
Yeah.
lived with her dad, and it
Right.
wasn't like they were rolling in fucking dough.
Right.
Granted, she was able to get up at a decent hour in the morning and sing her way to the library or whatever the fuck she was, the bookstore. But she wasn't like a bona fide, just outright
Sure.
princess that was rolling in
Right.
money. Also, Cinderella as well. Like that's what I mean. And you could come up with somewhere you go, oh, that
Snow
one
White.
actually is
Right.
towards the argument.
Bambi's mom died. That's brutal. So and so's mom died. That's brutal. I
Yeah.
feel like this person is maybe testing out the stand-up material of like, well, you think this is a good premise?
Yeah.
I got a few
Yeah.
follow-ups. Maybe you guys say them, and then I'll do it here in
Yeah.
Chattanooga or
Give me
whatever.
some beats on this.
Yeah, I do believe there probably is some conflict that if we really broke it down and had someone in here who really
Like an early education
knows this,
specialist might tell you that it's not.
and also somebody who's like, oh, I did research on this specific topic, they might point out so many things that maybe we aren't going to just think of off the dome right out
Sure.
of the gate.
But-
But I'm sure some of it is like it's cartoons and it's fantasy, and so a lot of it creates a false narrative of how things actually operate and are. But I would like to think, and I'm not some pro Disney person. I'm not like hardcore Disney or
Right.
defending Disney. I just mean in the world of storytelling, I believe that a lot of what Pixar has done, and I think a lot of like the newer Disney movies, for the most part, do a pretty decent job of trying to convey more diversity. I think they try to convey bigger lessons that do come with some drama. I mean, my daughter has watched plenty of movies that she is crying during, and it's a cartoon. Like, there is weight
Wasn't there
still
once
there.
where she asked you why she was crying during a movie, and you were like, "Cause you're sad. You care about these people."
Yeah, there's one she's like, I was crying and I don't know why. It was like a few years ago. I was like, I think it's because you're a good person.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
But I now know that's not the truth. She's a monster.
I have a friend who's got a kid and who'll say things like that. Like every once in a while, I just do like, is my kid a monster check? It's like, you can have all the candy in the world if 2 kids from your school you don't know died today.
Whoa.
He's like, that would make me sad, Dad. And he's like, all right, good news.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sociopath
okay.
check.
Yeah, we're okay.
Also, he's helping a future therapist make so much money off these weird quizzes.
I just felt like I can't have all this candy because
Yeah.
somebody's gonna die.
Daniel, how come this dad's would you rathers are better than yours? They're darker.
Can I say also, I don't think it would be an overstatement to say it would be damaging to young kids if you had them see animated movies where it was just real fucked up at the end.
Always.
Like,
where it's always a hard
Yeah,
lesson.
they
of
told
some
this
kind.
movie
Yeah.
because it feels good at the end. And I think that, at least modernly, I feel like some movies don't end with everybody's happy and everything's great, but they end with realizing that maybe what you didn't know you were looking for, or the way things ended up, there's happiness in that.
The treasure is the friends along the
I
way.
think of
kinda shit.
Coco, like I think of
Yeah.
Coco as something like
Yes.
that, where there is still loss, there is still like processing, there is still
Yes.
grief, but it's finding that like, well, that's part of life, and everything's gonna be okay. Or certainly inside, right? We're like,
Yes.
no, you need sadness to
Yeah.
be able to feel the opposite of that, which is super happy and have longing for things. That's how you knew they mattered, and that's why this is a big deal to move away. And I think that's like, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think there's maybe an element of like more traditional Disney 80s, 90s, it seems like is kind of being referenced here. But I gotta say, I don't know too many where you've got like I can only think of like Sleeping Beauty, where you go, oh, these working class characters help, but also those were fairies that lived in a forest.
I think the Sleeping Beauty issue is like a dude stumbles upon a woman asleep and kisses her.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's like the bad lesson.
Right.
there.
That
Like,
would be my big takeaway.
Yeah, so there's an example where you go, okay, maybe that's not, like that's it creates some weird image. And there's a lot of Disney movies that do that, where it's like, oh, you're this female character. Well, what you'll need is this brave man to come and like do something.
this guy's not going to want to fuck you unless you got legs,
yeah,
Ariel.
but I think storytelling.
And Ariel is a princess with working class helpers.
Yeah.
And I think storytelling in general is, I think it's gotten smarter to realize like, oh yeah, these things have to be adjusted and pointed out and like more honest and real. And it's also led to better storytelling. And again, I'm not like this big Pixar Disney movie, but
We're
like
talking about, like arguably at this point, zooming out to like kids programming in general.
I think
They're
kids
like,
program in general, I would say, I think there's far worse stuff that just shows up as new TV shows on Netflix or whatever. That you could easily argue is like, oh, this is way more damaging than anything Disney.
I want to get on my old man soapbox here.
Okay.
And, like I grew up watching exclusively like pro-fascistic like material. It's like I'm a 9-year-old kid who hates internal affairs.
Yeah.
like what the fuck is that about?
Yeah.
Let him do his job. You know, like why don't like I was watching.
This is what you say that on stage. That's getting such a massive laugh because people are going, yeah, why would
I had so many concerns about
were you
like
watching
the
hard
government's
copy?
got to get out of the Navy SEALs way so they could just do extrajudicial killings.
Dude,
It's
this
like,
is all bit. This works. I will tell you, no, this works right out of the gate.
okay, thank
I
you.
agree. But like the thing, but I also there was a movie you just mentioned, Rory, and then I know. Oh, what was the movie you just said? Oh no, I was gonna say something like Hansel and Gretel. Let's look at the context we're talking about right now in a world where things like diversity and you know. This goes a little bit farther back, but certainly like Mulan, a little bit more recently Brave, where we are having a female lead who's the strong and powerful person.
Yeah.
But so that's sort of the time, right? And thankfully for it. But you look at something like Hansel and Gretel, where these kids go off into the woods, find a witch, get cooked and eaten, right?
Do you know
in the
Have
time?
you read the like Hansel and Gretel?
Yeah, it's super fucked up.
The stepmom wants to get rid of the kids because they don't have enough money to eat.
Right.
That's what motivates.
But also of that time.
fucked up is that?
Man, porn has really evolved the view on
it's
stepmoms.
really changed. They really
and really won them over.
They
They
want
really
those
had
kids.
to anti Hansel and Gretel. They're like, come on, we're better than that.
Because now there's no I would say in the 80s and 90s, stepmother, you would hear the phrase evil stepmother.
Yes.
Oh,
Now in
100%,
2023, you hear stepmother stuck under the coffee table.
Yeah. 100%. But
Honey, help!
and she could also still be evil.
Right? Yeah, we don't know,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah,
not
yeah,
important
yeah, yeah.
anymore.
That's not what we're here
We know
for.
she's face down, ass up.
We're not here for that. Yeah, we're not here for evil or good.
But I think of the time, the telling of those stories and the medium for how messages and things could be conveyed, as parents were primarily working in agriculture and in the fields and stuff like that, you didn't want your kids wandering off into the fucking woods.
Yeah.
So it was cautionary tales.
It's a stranger danger parable.
Yes,
more or
and,
less.
and it's so they told these stories because there certainly wasn't any fucking radio or movies or anything like that to convey messages to keep their kids alive. Now, some of them could also be everybody's always loved horror on some level, and I'm sure some of those play into it as well. But it's of the time, I think, of you need to do this because we need to scare you away from possibly losing you because you are very much on your own, right?
Yes.
I mean, even our generation at youth, we were more on our own than the kids are today.
Yes.
sure.
And,
Yeah,
and so I think some of those things are just, is it correct to say a derivative of that or derived of that?
Yeah, derived from that.
yeah.
I would say I think the kind of genre of shit that's fucking up people and young people more than ever is like these toxic, alcoholic friend shows like the Housewives, the Vanderpumps, like that. I feel like there's going to be a generation of people who thrive in drama or believe that they need to thrive in drama. And I see it a little bit with some of the younger people, like, you know, now you're in your 40s working on sets with people in their mid 20s or whatever, and you feel like they're like, and my friend had a party, and it's like the thing that they're explaining is like, oh my, I turn into my dad. I'm like, there's starving kids in Africa, and this is like what you're fucking talking about. Like, I just become an old man. I'm like, this is what your drama is. My father died when I was 30. Like, that shit is sad. Like, and they're like describing, it's like, and Karen said, and it's not. I'm making it sound like it's female specific. It crosses.
I'm thinking of
it crosses
young
gender.
men. As you say. That's what I thought you were talking about.
And well, young men get it, like their content. They get it from like podcasts about beef. Like it's like beefing with people is like a way to get clout or whatever.
Oh, I
it's
said
like,
to one of my nephews who was like telling me a whole thing, and I go, it somehow reverted to me saying like, what would I do? And I'd be like, I'd probably just stop hanging out with that person. And they were like, well, and I was like, yeah. And then I wondered. It's funny because it's like, is our generation more just like, oh, I'm done with you?
well,
Whereas,
our generation
like, in
also
the
had.
drama thing, it's kind of like, oh, it's all drama. And be like, yeah, you know, you could always just go home.
Our generation had punching in the face.
Yeah.
I don't think the younger generations have getting punched in the face anymore, really.
Yeah.
Because it's
Which
they
is
shouldn't.
which
That's
is right.
better.
Which
It's
is
for
right.
the better.
Yeah, as though I know. I'm like, yeah.
It's for the better that kids. But I feel like growing up, you'd be like, I don't want to make a big deal out of this because I could get punched in the face.
Right.
Or like,
Yeah.
this person's being insane. I should punch them in the face.
Yes.
Like, I mean, that's toxic. That's incorrect.
100%.
But that was the world I grew up in where you couldn't be like, how could you not invite me? It would just eventually be wrestling. You know?
I can't, those kind of shows, I can't understand anyone's attraction to them. And I know they're obviously wildly
popular,
successful and people really love watching them. But I can't understand the actual attraction of wanting to like watch human beings be in what we do now know is like heavily like orchestrated and
100%.
fabricated drama to go, oh, that's what I like watching, where it's not storytelling and there's nothing that's like redeeming about it. Someone doesn't step up to be like the bigger person. It's always like people having to be shitty towards other people and like
rewarded for it, arguably.
and rewarded for it and like wanting like, oh look, she doesn't put up with anybody's shit and she's mean to everybody and this guy fucking tries to fight everybody and like they're the
my
leaders.
idols.
Yeah, I look up to them. I can't understand why people find that entertaining and they don't realize how like what that's doing to their fucking brain. Like I think I hate that is stimulus to
Same
some
here.
people.
And I'll say I have terrible taste in television. So I'm not like on a high horse of like, I'm watching exclusively dad TV, like anything that has like military or cop Bosch.
Sure.
I'm watching all the garbage.
You want internal affairs out of the way.
Yeah, get them out of here. I said to my wife the other day, she was watching Vanderpump. I'm like, we're both children of alcoholics. And I was like, how could you watch a show where people get drunk and yell at each other? It's so triggering to me. It's like, was my entire childhood was because if I was on any of these shows, I would always be like, this is how I got into comedy, was like, hey, Uncle Jimmy, aren't I actually cute and funny?
look
And there's
over
no
here,
need
look
for you
over
to
here.
be screaming at my dad right now. You know?
Right, yeah.
So like watching these shows just trigger me so hard, and I feel bad for a generation of people who are just watching what was a childhood that I've been paying a fortune to get over.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It's very astute. And as
it
a
really
person,
took it to me because I'm like, she doesn't even because I've seen my family and alcoholics in my life. I've seen them fight when there's just not like when you're like, what are you actually fighting about? You just have anger and you're like heavy bagging your partner, you know, without like mentally.
Yeah.
And then you watch these shows and it's like, I'm still pissed about the lack of this at the bar mitzvah or whatever. You're like, what the fuck, man? Let it go. And then you realize they're getting fucking sauced constantly.
Yes.
They're being force-fed booze because it loosens them up and makes them crazier.
Yes.
This shit stresses me out so much.
And they're like, I'm on a TV show, so you get their motivation to want to do it. But
They're
like,
getting money,
to
they're getting
want to
deals.
like watch that. The things that people decide are what deserves their attention. And to your point too, it's not like someone could easily go, well, Rory, you like stupid shit too, and I would go, sure, but at no point is any of it coming from this toxic place of just fucking meaningless sludge that I go, oh, I watched that. I was, oh, you watch a lot of golf. Yeah, a sport. I watch people playing a sport. No one's out there throwing punches or yelling at each other. I couldn't imagine wanting to watch that, you know.
And then
I don't
also-
even necessarily like watching that when it's written in a show.
No, I
don't
like
love it
Succession
then.
gets hard. I'm like, all right, this is one of the best shows on television, and it's beautifully written, beautifully
Well,
acted,
you know
beautifully
what's funny?
directed. But I hate watching families fight.
You know, it's funny though. You say that, Gabrus. Episode 3 of Succession just came out, and I wonder. They did such an immaculate job. We were all three people who have dealt with major losses in our life of family members and things like that. We, parents and parental figures, that as I was watching how deftly and feelingly correctly they handled the process of realizing somebody has died, I wonder if there was an episode of Jersey Shore or Vanderpump Rules that was that real with it, that someone has died, would it alienate the average viewer because it's too real? Because not in defense of those things, but as a person who I watched the first couple seasons of Jersey Shore, I've watched multiple seasons of Vanderpump, not for like 4 years, and I wonder, one, what made me go, I don't want to do this anymore, I don't want to watch this anymore. But I would say that for a lot of people, I think with your standard 9 to 5 life, it's some sort of escapism. You didn't need to see this as much. For me, it was very interesting on a human level, as comedians, we were constantly processing the why of someone doing something and what motivated them to do that, and that's funny. But like somebody who spends a summer on the shore, what are those kids like? They're no longer kids, but what are those kids like day to day? What do they do? And I found that to be very interesting. People I would never live with. The Vanderpump I found very interesting because they moved here with the exact same goal I moved with, to work and profit from living in LA and being in the entertainment world. And they are almost in a completely different universe than I am with the same goal. And it was fascinating to me.
Yeah.
But obviously, as some time, it wore out its welcome for me. And I wonder if the idea that it's interesting or the idea that it's escapism, if it ever was really like those scenes from Succession in episode 3, would people go, I don't want this. And for you, that is what it is when you're like, I don't want that. I don't want somebody drunk and screaming at somebody for a fight they don't need to be in.
I worked at restaurants already. I don't need to see what Tom's situation is.
Yeah, I agree. I agree
it's
with
not
you.
for me. Yeah. I also think there's probably, like, we're learning it now too, but even just like who we give power and fame to, retroactively learning that they're absolute monsters.
Yes.
But I feel like even removing the Hollywood element of it, and it's just like everyone is trying to get famous, and that's the only end goal. It's not like I want to be a really good actor, and I guess if I get famous, that's part of it. I want to write amazing movies, and I guess if I get famous, that sucks, but that's part of it.
Yes.
I feel like people are aiming straight for fame, and like you could just see it extrapolated out. Like here's a test theory that I've been running with. Love the Real World. The first season has like a crust punk learning to like live with a gay man who has HIV.
Well, that's second season, San Francisco.
Oh, second season. And as we go on, we eventually get to a group shower in the Las Vegas scene, and that rates through the roof, and everyone's like, fuck it. They're in Cancun the next season. It's no longer sociological at all. And it's just like hot people with low morals. Get them all in a room and let's film the drama. Let's slap Irene. Let's like do more slap. Like Irene being slapped was like, holy shit, game changer, understanding. And now it's like, people are getting slapped 11 times a season of anything. And it's like we jumped this weird thing to where it's now like spectacle only. And you see that on social media, and you see like everything is like videos of drunk people. Like it stresses me out a little bit that we enjoy this, you know, like we like, oh, this person is famous from being on I Love New York or hip hop, all these shows. And then it's like, they have a criminal record. This guy killed himself. This guy attacked someone in a bar. You know, it's like, we're just throwing gasoline of fame on small sparks of bad people.
And because there's no integrity to like any of it as like, and none of that is like art anyways. But there's no, it's literally people going, oh, I could do this. This could be what I do with my life. I could get famous doing this thing, and then I'm in this world of doing this thing. And
I could be famous for being against this thing.
Yeah.
Like you can get famous for hating something.
Yes.
And that's like wrong.
It's just bizarre. It's the bizarre. The output is no longer like something of like creativity, and now just the output is just like rage. It's like this rage output, and people like want to watch it. It's
either be raged
crazy.
or illicit rage are like the two best ways to like rise in popularity, and I feel like we're rewarding some So the teapot is blue collar. I
Yeah.
guess end it that way.
They also do work in a castle. I mean, it's like blue collar, but like a nice blue collar.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with showing Disney movies to kids. I think it's just about learning the lesson that's there. The last thing I'll say, and it's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, and I love where it goes. I love where it starts. I love the journey, and I especially, to the point of this letter, love how it ends, and that's The Fox and the Hound. And you see two animals, the allegory is people from completely different walks of life who, without instillment of any sort of hate or prejudice or anything, love each other and become friends. And then their lives take them apart, and then they believe they're supposed to be enemies, or one of the characters does. And then when shit hits the fan, they find that commonality of love. And in the end of the movie, they realize they both still are going to live completely different lives and no longer be in each other's lives, but kind of respect the love that they had for each other. And that, to me, doesn't describe anything that's in this letter. And I love Fox and the Hound. And I think that there is those messages without it being like, good thing all of you peasants helped me.
Yeah.
That isn't always there. So
And as your kid gets a little older, if you want to upgrade them from Disney to Miyazaki movies, like I think that's a place where you get into. They're a little darker animation, sometimes a little scarier at times, but also have all pure messages about the environment and about love and about family and stuff. Those are
There's
good
a new one coming out too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And the English dubs the English dubs of those movies always have like famous actors. Like Billy Crudup is the lead of Princess Mononoke, which is one of my favorites.
JoJo, thanks for sending this in. We wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Daniel Van Kirk,
Rory Van Scovel,
Johnny G. And it's Pen Pauls?
Yes.
Okay, got it. I'm ready.
Paul. We're both Paul.
All right, I knew that.